Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hobbits, with another very special review and a 2-for-1 review again. So these are some beers I've been sitting on for bits that I should maybe sit on even longer, but hey, we're cracking some of them. So today guys, we're going to be looking at some more Lambic, some more Fonteinen limited edition Lambic in #proper glassware, which is awesome. I have 3 Fonteinen Lambic glasses, like Joe says. But these guys are Lambics, or it's actually the same beer, but we'll get into that. Or not really, but kind of. But guys, this is the Fonteinen Oude Geuze Armand. I don't know how you say or hund. I don't know. Armand and Gaston from Fonteinen. So Fonteinen did this beer last year, or released it last year, this Lambic, and it's a Geuze Lambic, or Geuze, on 6%, and it is a very special beer for a few reasons. This is the first beer that is purely consisting of Lambic brewed at Fonteinen. So this is 3 years, a 1, 2, and 3 year old Lambic that is brewed at the Fonteinen facility. Which is new. They got a new, I think it was like 14, or was it something like 24 hectoliter system or something like that they brew on. They got it a few years back. This is the first unique blend from that system, which is really, really awesome. And the reason why it's called Armand and Gaston is because Armand de Bilde is the current master blender, master brewer at Fonteinen, and Gaston de Bilde was his father who taught him everything about Lambic and blending. So a cool little historic tribute for some Lambic. And the reason why I popped 2 bottles of this is because there's actually 4 unique bottled versions if you go into craziness, and I have all 4. So actually I could have done all 4 in one video, but I thought that'd be too much sour and give me the sour belly. I'm of course not drinking it on my own. I'm sharing it with some friends so they can get a chance to taste this as well, because it's very hard to get. Usually one-offs by these kind of Lambic makers sell out really quick. But they did some different vintages, and what we're going to do is that we're going to try or vintages, some like unique blends, as I said. 2, I can't remember the specific amounts, but they did 2 unique blends of 350 size bottles and 2 unique blends of 750 or 375 milliliter bottles and 2 unique blends of 750 milliliter bottles. And then they also did a unique blend in a Magnum on 1.5 liters that they're aging at the brewery as we speak. But what I thought would be interesting was just to do 2 now and then leave the others for a much later review instead of doing them all in one, and see how they develop over time. Even though they're different blends and not the same Lambic, I thought that'd be fun because aging Lambic can turn out really good. And a good example of that is when I decided to age a lot of my bottles of Armand and Tommy, which I unfortunately don't have any more left off. I traded the last ones, which was stupid, but I opened a bottle that was 2 years ago or so, and I was just drinking freaking insanely good. One of the best Geuzes with that age I've had. Amazing stuff. But yeah, 6% Geuze that is blended of house brewed Lambic from Fonteinen. So very special beer, really awesome. I gotta give a big thanks to my friend in Belgium who's applied one of each unique blend. And also to Beerjum for sending it to me. So thanks a ton to both of you guys. It's awesome stuff. Really looking forward to trying this. So this one here, the small bottle, was the bottle that was bottled or blended. I guess it's a bottled on, yeah. The 10th of December 2015, and they were released last year. And the big bottle was bottled on the 6th of October 2015. So that's the 2 lots we got going here, and we have the others. But both beers are pretty much the same colors. But we're going to start off, of course, with the small bottle, because that one's the one that's nearest to me. But in the glass, it pours a really nice hazy orange color. Actually quite dark Lambic. And it just exploded out of the glass almost. And crazy amounts of head on it, too. Both of the beers when they got poured, but it looks really nice. It has a very nice effervescent carbonation to it. Very nice pillowy head. Let's check out the aroma on the 10, 12, 15 Armand and Gaston. That is what the Americans can't really replicate. That's just the funk in these lambics are just so freaking unique. Like you can really, when you drink more of them, you almost start depicting like house funk from different lambic makers. They smell so good. It's so stone fruit forward too, like really peachy and apricot-y, but with just such a nice funk. Musty, dusty old cellar, almost like slightly cheesy. Like something like blue cheese or something like that, but just lightly, and like wet hay and just like that musty old cellar, that barnyard, as people say. I really think like you can think of the most with these funky tones for me, and one of them that's very unique to a lot of Belgium is just like the smell of like being in a damp old cellar. That's pretty much what I'm getting on it, but it smells freaking awesome. Some citrus notes to it as well. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Wow, what a balanced sourness. I was about to say, well, that's sour, but no. Well, I actually also had a sour previous to this that you might see somewhere out there, so my palate is adjusted to the sourness, but really nice. Again, stone fruity, white grape notes, gooseberry maybe even. Oak. Definitely some oaky, woody, dry, kind of almost like white wine vinegar tones to it. And it's got that funk, that kind of musty old cellar type funk going on in here. Like that's got really drying and musty flavor. It's just so unique, and like the barnyard funk, and it's really reminding me of young Armand and Tommy for some reason. But really, really tasty. Again, stone fruit. It's got some orange, some citrus as well. Tasting great. Awesome lambic. Nice and sharp, but it's mellowed with the dryness and everything from the barrel. It's maybe even got a little bit of a bitterness to it. But less cleanse palate. Why did I swirl the water? I think a guy actually commented about that. You get used to it with the beer. But let's move on to the other blend that was bottled on 06/10/2015 of Cuvée Armand Gaston. It's the same color. Oh, maybe actually just a shade darker, but that might also just be a bit because there's a bit more in this glass, because of course it's a 750. But yeah, similar like dark orange color. It looks much darker on camera, you can see, than in real life. Like it's glowing orange in real life, with a kind of like almost beige head on it. But let's check out the aroma on the Armand Gaston 6/10/15 blend. It's remembering all those numbers. Well, let's check it out. Oh, is that more funky? Yes, that is definitely more funky. This seems more fruity. This is more... That is interesting. That is interesting. This is also a little bit older then, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of an older bottle, but still. That is cool. If that's a big difference, if there's such a big... like. This is sharp fruitiness, this is more funk. This is even more that kind of cheesy old musty cellar thing on the younger or the older blend or older bottling. Definitely. But it's a similar vein of like juicy kind of stone fruit type notes and white wine vinegar and drying oak character and whatnot. It smells really nice though, but much more funky. Let's try it. Cheers, guys. Yeah. And more oaky, maybe. I actually didn't expect there to be like any different whatsoever, but I'm not, the biggest, most knowledgeable guy about lambic whatsoever. I'm just a guy who really enjoys it, but I see some kind of difference. Let's try and have a sip and see what happens. Fruity, but that's also open maybe a bit more in the glass because there's more space and whatnot. This seems more funky. This seems more cheesy and woody and dry. More of that musty old cellar. And also maybe a bit more bitter. I actually think I prefer the big bottle the most. Because I really like the funk that is more intense on this. But I really think these guys are going to age so well. That's why I decided to leave the other two for a later review. Because they're just, right now they're drinking really well. But you can taste this is just something that's going to develop very well in the bottle. I actually think I might grade this. a little bit higher than the other one just because I like the funk more. Which is weird because it's the same label and the same beer. But to me, maybe it's also just because I got it in my head that it's different, unique blends. I don't know. But I clearly, especially smell a difference on the two. Like, more fruitiness, more funkiness. Yeah, that's interesting. This is definitely maybe more stone fruit forward. But both are really damn exceptional lambics. Like, and a Martin Tommy right now is probably 100 for what it's drinking. I don't think these are hundreds, but I think they can go up towards that area with some age. But I prefer the bigger bottle, as I said, 6, 10, 15 Armand Gaston, and rating wise for that we're gonna go 97, and then let's drop down the 10, 12 to a 96, just one grade lower, because both are really freaking exceptional Geuzes. It's really, really nicely tasting Geuze, especially considering it's the first blend of only house-made Geuze, so that are Fonteinen and Lambic, so it's tasting really great. And I think it will age well, and it's pretty cool that they decided to do that, because most, or at least a lot of Lambic makers, they don't even brew their own, you know, Lambic. They blend it from other Lambic makers, but really, really great stuff. So yeah, 97 for the big guy, 96 for the small one, for some really awesome ass Belgian Lambic. So, if you guys have had a chance to try the Fonteinen Cuvée Armand Gaston, definitely let me know what you thought of them. I'd love to get some feedback. And what is your favorite Fonteinen Lambic? I'd love to hear. I think mine is still Sten, which is right there. Amazing stuff. But let me know, guys. Really great stuff. My favorite Geuze from them, of the more traditional ones, is then probably, as I said, Armand Tommy. That was amazing. But I haven't had, you know, Millennium Geuze and all that crazy stuff. But great stuff. Thanks a bunch to my friend in Belgium and Belgium for getting these out to me. And stay tuned in a year or two's time, maybe. We'll see. It depends on how long I can hold on to them for a review and a checkup and seeing on how these bad boys are doing. So, as always, guys, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And sorry for running a bit long, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. And cheers, guys, and see you in another beer review.